Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Hey everybody, it's Liam and Big Al and this is the Badcast.
Oh, well, welcome back to the northern eastern suburb.
Welcome, Darth.
I am your sister.
I am your distant cousin, Phil.
I'm your next door neighbour that you've
Yeah.
never met because I haven't moved in yet.
Or if it's me, I'm your kid from Whyalla you never fucking visit.
It is, of
Sure
course,
there's
Liam
one.
and Big Al here with the Badcast. Special guest on the show, David. David
How's it going? Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Special's correct. Dave
from the Barely Audible podcast. You can check that one out on iTunes and all the major apps.
Oh, thanks for coming in Eagle Far, mate.
Hey,
we are in Valley View, but I just don't want to make it sound posh for the listeners.
I forgot to ask last week. How are you on the down at the local? They used to do ages ago the big car thing. What is it? Every Saturday night there's big car. No, big. What's it? It's rule the streets.
Car theft?
No, like
no, I think it was getting the big car for a lolly.
Two separate,
isn't it? Or...
two separate events.
Oh, two separate events.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So I met my wife. She's in the background going,
She's
fuck
behind
off.
you.
Yeah.
We had David on last episode.
Yeah, and he's come back as a reigning champ.
Would it be fair to say, David, that you are a bit of a nerd? Is that possible to go in that direction?
Nerd geek.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right, because we just I personally didn't have anything to do with it, but Big Al took David for a tour of his nerd collection.
Yeah. You've been speaking to my wife again.
She was saying, "What a nerd, man!" You know.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you take wifey through it because you come along and just go, well, hey, look, I'm only going to go through this once with you because otherwise you may not touchy again.
Not touchy for the nerdy. So, what Big Al took David for a bit of a tour of his collection of things,
And he saw Marge's boobs.
I did.
Whoa!
Full areola. None of this half.
I know.
How they look?
I've got a
How were
Marge
they?
and a Playboy. I think I mentioned that. And
It was good to see a 100% none of this fan fiction booby stuff.
Yeah.
It was a legitimate 100% copy, original artist Marge boob.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel special.
What he would have thought they would have looked like.
It was
in
weird of
real
him.
life.
It was weird of him to leave me alone with the magazine for.
Yeah. He said, "Look, take your time. Take your time."
I mean, a collector such as him wouldn't want stains on things, but
Yeah. Well, the great thing is Dave has now drawn a picture of Homer, so his
Yeah.
beard is looking like the like the light
Yeah.
brown bits
Yeah,
of the nipple, and
which is wonderful for all to see.
I also got some memorabilia from the group from you guys.
You got a Badcast prize pack, which consists of a
stubby holder, and a hug from Liam.
I gotta get on this.
Wait, what? That's included.
I gotta get on this merch thing from you guys. We gotta get our own stuff.
Yeah, well, as you can see, we really just
Let me
didn't.
just say we won't
I
give
took
you
it out of
our
the
guy's
package. You guys look like you got upset. Like, oh my god, he's opening it.
Oh, well, now they've lost 50% of the value. Yeah.
number. As a nerd, Dave, you
It
know
actually
you
has
never take anything out of the
That's
package.
right, and it actually has no value as a stubby holder because it's thin, it's paper thin. This thing, but it is our stubby holders. You can still get them $15 on the Facebook page.
Have you ever had anyone buy them?
We've had had a couple of sales there, Big Al. Don't need to go. I have to go through the paperwork to give you an exact number on that one.
Yeah, I made Herbie buy one. He still doesn't know what the $15 is for.
Making family
charity.
members buy the stubby holders.
You know how
That
they
is
come along-
just disgraceful.
You know, my dad goes, charity begins at home. I said, well, give me $20, you fucker.
You guys got your own merch. One of our
Yeah.
guys, one of our hosts on our show, rocked up with his own like our show logo on a like professional shirt. We're like, where the fuck did that come from?
He didn't make any for anybody
No
else
one else.
either, did
No,
he?
it was like a present from his wife. She was like, "Oh, you know, he'll like this." Like, she made her own merch, but like a one-of, so it's like extremely rare. We might auction it off one day, but like,
Yep.
he has the first Barely Audible podcast merch.
Ah, very good, very good.
When are we getting matching Badcast tattoos, Liam?
Oh,
Are you guys thinking about that? We're thinking.
Why are you shaking your head like, this is a great idea?
oh, as I said, I'm just waiting for the time when I'm just going to have to go underground
Wait a
when this
second.
when shit gets too hot from doing this podcast.
Yep.
So long
And,
as you don't put it on your nose, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. We'll be totally fine. We'll be totally fine.
Bad cast.
Yeah, where would you put it?
Well,
I don't really have the guns to put it on the arm, you know what I mean?
I thought, like, I've always thought about this, and I'm very self-conscious about my body. I've got the one tattoo we mentioned last week, but if anything that I was going to go for, it would be a lower leg tattoo, and I thought about putting just a grid all the way around, and then I could just add little squares of things that mean shit to me.
That's pretty cool.
So then you can just, like, point to each individual
it's
one.
like a MySpace top friends thing on your leg.
Yes,
There you
except
go.
for those like
yeah,
20
right.
squares, and then you
Yeah.
could like I would put I would if I had the money and the balls to do it I would have a Ozcast Network
Oh, look at that.
logo in
He's,
there.
he's on board.
Yeah. Don't put Ozcast, just put the thing that looks like play. So they go, fuck, that guy loves remotes.
He does. He likes to play. Your Honour.
But like then you have an excuse for all these squares to fill up before you die, and I thought it was a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
idea because like people get. I had one guy once. He had an Australian, like everyone got the Australian like Southern Cross,
Southern
arm,
Cross,
or,
yeah.
or like I used to play hockey and a lot of the Australian team got the Made in Australia logo.
You played hockey, dude?
Well, you're not
Hockey
have to-
is the social misfit sport, really, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah.
Now, people, if you're listening in the US or Canada or somewhere like that, we're not talking about ice hockey here. We're talking about field hockey. Is that what they called it?
No, not even. It's
What was it?
worse.
What was it? Tonsil hockey.
Inline. Competitive champion. I was a goalie.
He
in
was a
tonsil
goalie.
hockey.
It's going to be a tough game today,
Don't
guys.
choke.
Every dude that tried to pash me, I was like, nah.
So you got made in Australia, like my dad.
No, I didn't get it, but that was a fan of the team. Like, it's a good
right.
one to go with a Made in Australia tattoo. But
my tattoo would be a little bit longer. It'd be like made at the Seton Rugby Oval.
more
That's
specific, you mean.
5,900 hours. I don't know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
They
about.
got the
30 seconds.
longitude and latitude on
There's
there.
no such thing as 5,900 hours, is there? There's nothing like that. Making shit up.
So I was at like where some like people are drinking and having fun. There's always one guy who wants to take it too seriously. He had a Southern Cross tattoo on him, and I said, "Oh yeah, cool." I was thinking about getting a Southern Cross tattoo on me, and I think I called his bluff because he was like, "Oh yeah, what does it mean to you?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Well," and then I have to like humble brag. Well, I did get gold for Australia in like inline hockey.
Did
And-
you?
Yeah, which is a very small humble brag because it was only versus New Zealand.
Oh, that's that's totally fine.
It's not even.
The Oceania.
Hey, everybody in New Zealand, we love you.
Well, congratulations, mate.
Yeah.
Or as it sits in my underwear drawer.
Like all good
Next
things.
to my other prize.
Yeah.
Yeah, and right next to a couple of toys. But I have to say, my she's a big lady. She goes, oh, should I get the Southern Cross? Why don't you get the whole fucking Milky Way? You
Get Neil deGrasse Tyson in for some details.
Just
We
as
get it
as
right.
a bit of background for everyone, the Southern Cross is a constellation that is seen here in the Southern Hemisphere, and a lot of Aussie people will get that tattooed. Not only Aussies, New
Patriotic.
Zealanders, anyone from the Pacific will be able to see Southern Cross. The Southern Cross is on a whole bunch of flags from different countries.
Yeah, it
not
is.
just Australia.
Yeah.
But Okay, just going back to the tour of your place, nerdy stuff. What kind of nerdy stuff do you do? Like, do you collect? Do you guys? I know Big Al is a big Simpsons collector. Do you collect stuff?
I'm not a huge fan on collecting things.
Shells.
Like, I'm very, very minimalist. Like, my wife, when I met her, I was like, it comes off as arrogant, but I was like, she's like, oh, this was my grandma's. And I'm like so harsh. I'm like, and?
Really?
I'm like,
Stone cold.
we need room in this small house.
What
Like,
was it? Just her grandpa?
Oh, just the ashes, but like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nah.
do you need all the ashes? Can we just keep a handful? Like,
Can we use it as a doorstop? No?
No, but I'm very minimalist. But in that, like, I have this. I've picked up this hobby of 3D printing, and I'm like, hey,
Oh, right.
maybe we can make some Marvel
He's
statues.
got a
with it.
3D
Yeah, yeah.
printer.
Maybe we could print a picture of your grandma.
One of the
All right, tell me what type of 3D printer you got. Explain. Give us a bit of a lowdown on your 3D
Could it
printer.
print me?
It could to
Yeah.
an extent.
You print me.
There's a very wide audience of like, there's outside 3D printing and inside 3D printing, and like people outside 3D printing, as soon as you explain it to them, they're like, yeah, can you print me? Can you do all this insanely complex things to do? Like, yeah, I could, but I don't want to, man.
Yeah, you know how
like-
expensive would it be to print Big Al? Fuck it.
What do you use as like the medium? What do you like? What's the actual? It's a 3D printer. Is it plastic?
It's a PLA, which is short for some form of plastic, but
Right.
PLA stick.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can
They're
really
just pickup sticks from the 1980s. there was an
Before I use
abundance.
it.
It never got done. And it's like, look, we can now just put them into a 3D fucking
I
printer.
fucking
and-
love pickup sticks.
I went with I did a bit of research before I bought it for my wife. Not for my wife, for us. It's a
Yeah, I brought my wife a fucking PlayStation 4 as well. So
that's how you got to market it. When you're married, you got to market it for the family.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
she
was
brought
like-
me an antique cabinet. So,
so
and some china.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the first things I used it for were like, look, babe, look, I can print this 3D thing for the house. Like, you got to use it for your everyday stuff. Otherwise, there's no point in having it. Like, you got to
So what kind
find
of
excuses.
phone covers,
No,
tampons?
My wife has
Butt stocks for assault rifles.
What
I've seen
Because
all of
wifey
it.
and I did see a 3D printer in the and we were
Oh,
thinking,
don't do it.
oh, okay.
I from research, the best thing to do is build your own 3D printer. Then you completely understand how it
Yeah,
works.
Big Al,
These
build
office
your own
hands.
fucking 3D printer. You lazy fuck.
So, can you print me one?
That's the comedian joke of tell me a joke when someone's got a 3D printer.
Oh, right.
Can you 3D print me a print? That's the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
so-
I'll tell you a joke now.
So I'll hold back my. No, but like
These two walk it. No.
is that your good one?
With a 3D
I'm in.
printer.
No,
So
there we
I'll
go.
3D print you a printer.
Thank
now.
you, mate. So what kind of things? Vases? You made
So
a
I started
vase
off
for
with
her, or-
things that would like immediately like justify my purchase. So
Good work.
not to push this in here, but my wife's a hairdresser, and so I 3D printed some things for a salon.
A comb.
Combs and shit, yeah.
Like, yeah, yes.
There we go.
Take away gifts, small
Yeah.
little trinkets.
Very good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so
Mullets.
I did a few things like that, but then I curved back to me. So a lot of it, which if any of your guys listeners come over to our show and have a listen, a lot of my ridicule comes from most of my, because it's a build your own 3D printer.
Yeah.
Most of my, like at least 80% of the 3D prints I've done are all improvements for the printer.
Be careful, man. It'll start improving itself, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it will turn on you.
Yeah.
Skynet.
Then your wife won't need you anymore.
Exactly. Well, running joke, because it's caused a little bit of tension in my marriage. My one of our hosts was like, "Can it 3D print divorce papers?"
Yeah. 3D.
So you know
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
on all dimensions. Get
It's
rid of
all
this
real.
guy.
Yeah, totally.
Well, the benefit of that is then I can just 3D print my own wife
So,
based on the previous model
without
Yeah,
getting
with
us
less
kind of-
attitude.
Well,
You know-
you need a lot of lubricant because that would be rough.
without the
to buff that
federal
off.
police kicking in the door, what kind of naughty little things could you print off if you wanted
I've looked
to?
into it. There's a website called Thingiverse that holds a lot of this, and there's an actual documentary on Netflix where they go into the creation of I think it's MakerBot. They were sort of the first commercial 3D printing. I can hear your listeners like, oh my god.
Eyeballs rolling? No.
But
Trust me, they're already...
that documentary shows that
It's so fucking true.
that documentary shows like there was like a division in their company even between the American. I don't know enough about America. Is it the liberals that love guns?
No.
No, it's the other
It's the
side.
conservative...
all Americans love guns.
It's them, and they're like, oh, we can. It's the freedom to make our own weapons. So that guy was like the guy that you probably heard of that, 3D printed the first gun that
Those
was.
AR-15s or whatever they
No,
are.
not that intense. It's literally a gun that can fire off one bullet and then breaks.
It's gullet.
It's gullet.
A gullet is a bullet made from a 3D printer.
A one-shot breaking gun. Is that what you're saying?
You have one chance.
Is Eminem playing in the background? You've got one shot.
Yes.
One opportunity before this 3D printed gun explodes.
Don't print spaghetti.
Oh, dear.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. That is brilliant.
I don't want to bring back to nerd stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I watched Justice League last night.
How was it? Because I want to see it.
I don't want to tear people down.
Is your wife around?
It was good.
I've got a bit of a crush on Wonder Woman, to be honest.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
I'll 3D print one for you.
Lifelike.
Yes.
You know what? On that Thingiverse I told you about, golf tees, they have like sexy lady
yeah.
golf tees, like naked. Anything like with nudity gets teared down. It's like 4chan. Like it disappears after a
Can
while.
you 3D print some golf tees?
Yeah. Unbreakable tees.
With boobs.
With boobs.
Wow, my boobs?
Fucking hell, the future's
Well,
now,
you know,
bro.
There's a new Badcast
A
merch.
Big Al. Could you 3D print a Big Al golf tee?
Commission me.
That is fucking merch if I've ever heard
There
of
we
it.
go.
You
Done.
come out with us. You come out to golf. We'll 3D print you a tee. We'll do a Badcast logo.
Oh my
and
God.
you can come on our show. We'll,
Okay, fantastic. I'll come anywhere. That's
Magic.
my wife.
Absolute fucking magic.
every 9 holes. No.
Hey, guys. I'm getting a bit thirsty. Can we just do a drinks break?
For sure.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
Let's do it.
This beer break was proudly brought to you by Scotty's Painting and Decorating. Check Scotty out on Facebook. Facebook/Scotty's Paint. Now back to the Badcast.
We're back,
Welcome
everybody.
back for the,
Before we get, should we just do our drinking? or-
Just so people don't believe that we don't. There we go. That is a beer.
I
from
don't
the
think
beer
anyone
break.
doesn't believe that we're drinking.
No, you're
to
totally
be
right,
honest, 'cause
actually.
It's,
We're not slurring enough.
Here we go.
wait a minute. Let me just.
Cheers.
Jägermeister. Let's do this. Everybody,
Oh, lovely.
take it down. Oh, the cough syrup.
Ah.
It is such cough syrup, that shit.
This is the only one that was paid for, by the way.
Ah,
It was a
Jägermeister.
birthday present.
Oh, well, there you go.
Legitimate.
Done.
Now, in the break, we were talking about all things festive,
Siobhan.
including Christmas coming, and Big Al. He's bringing in the festive season with some Christmas balls, I hear.
I found some grey hairs on my nuts, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
it's
interesting.
making me feel old now.
Grey
Isn't it?
hairs on your balls, man.
Mate,
Are we
because-
going to
'cause
send the
when they-
next 20 minutes into ball shaving topic?
Well, mate, it could be. Look, the thing is, like in my
I'd
I'd like to go longer, actually.
Yeah,
Ah.
and the hairs. My goatee,
I'll shave it down.
I'll just pull it.
You
Pull
just
it
pluck
out.
them out if they're a bit
You
grey.
just- You can't
You
do
want
that at
some-
the shopping centre.
No.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Just a bit off the top, please.
Yeah, you just go. Can you crew cut them? Thank you.
So how did you? So you noticed a couple of greys on your balls.
Yeah,
and
I
what-
know.
How'd you deal with the situation?
He
Shaved
got
them
more
off.
famous.
Shaved them. Well, that's not going to help.
No, that's
You
right.
need to
I know,
pluck 'em.
I know they're going to come. Oh God, there was too many.
Really?
Dye them?
We're talking. Oh, yeah,
Is this a new is this a new discovery for you?
It
Or
really hasn't kind of happened before, and
Right.
I have to say, I don't know if do you guys get. You know, you're too young.
No.
Like,
Oh, come to me.
So,
Fucking hell.
well, in the
You old
goatee, the white ones are like wiry fuckers.
I like to call them strawberry blondes.
But they're just like pure
Yeah,
white.
they're strong and I get
wiry,
some.
it's just
They're,
like-
apparently, they're through the sides. As you can see, I've got a short back and sides.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
grey hair is supposed to be thicker than other
Oh
hair,
no,
yeah.
you could probably tie your fucking shit down on a ute with
You
it.
could fucking tie
Like-
tie a fucking ship into port with
Oh,
this shit, man. you know
totally.
what I mean? Just to make it romantic, use your own hairs to bound her. Look,
Yeah,
baby,
exactly.
just because I love you, I'm going to use my own grey hairs to tie you up
Yeah,
with.
we're like 50 Shades of Grey.
They'll
With
live.
some-
so romantic. So romantic. If this was to be some sort of standard rope from Bunnings, I would be
Yeah.
less
Oh, yeah.
impressed.
I
Grey
tell you
hair
what,
rope.
over the span of a couple of years, you could tune them together and escape jail.
Yeah.
It's you just like fuck tying sheets together. Just tie just fucking white hairs.
Like a
from-
fucking geriatric Rapunzel. with your fucking wire pube fucking rope out of the tower.
I know. It only makes me think. The only thing that got me visual was that Steve Martin washes dishes from his fucking head.
See, he's been a silver fox for a long time, hasn't he?
He has been.
Yeah.
Him and Phil Donahue and
Donahue. Oh, that
and
guy,
my
yeah.
grandma. She has
Yeah.
white hair. I'd love to. If I could go all white hair, that would be pretty.
Early on.
I'd
So
love
you
that.
need to
I've
go to
thought
Silver
about it.
Fox when you're in your early 30s. Silver Fox with a full head of hair.
Yeah.
Then they let it slide. Anything else is not
Yeah,
acceptable.
you're right. You're totally right.
Exactly.
I'm fucked.
If you try and pull that off, me or you,
Yeah.
not going to happen.
Nah, that's right.
Bring it back to JL. Like, it's becoming more acceptable to, like, break in the cinema and point at the screen and go, that's wrong. Wait.
Well, hey, look, if they fucking give you allocated seats, you can do what the fuck you want.
They had this hostage situation where this guy went in and he's like, he shoots a couple of civilians. I was warned that it might be a little bit PC, but I was like, oh, they're killing people. Like, this is good, Dark Universe, DC.
News has that all the time.
This guy walks in and he's like, killing people, and it looks like a bank heist. And then he doesn't care about the money, and he's like, I've got this bomb. It's got 20 seconds to blow, and then we're all dead. He's included. They're going to kill everyone. Why is there a timer? The whole idea, he was like planned to die the whole time. It was a 20-second timer.
Yeah.
Why? Well, I was
Where are you trying to run to? You're already fucked.
What do you have to give Mum a call? I love you.
What, do you just want to get one more use out of your 3D printer?
He's whacking off.
Fucking
That's
hell.
what he's doing.
Oh, he's like, look, can I quickly make a plastic
dude.
You're going to need to bleep that, Big Al. Because I said you know what I said.
The V word.
Yeah.
Victory.
No, I have to break now. Do you know how long it takes to make something this shot glass? Guess.
So it's kind of a waste of fucking time. If it's basically longer than it takes for me to whittle a shot glass out of wood with my fucking carving knife while sitting on the porch at my house.
But
You know what?
You just do it and go to bed, though.
That is a good comparison. Whittling versus 3D printing.
Yeah, right.
Because literally this glass, looking at it,
It's a shot glass, everybody.
Yeah. It's a shot glass. It's beautiful. I got it from someone
Probably
from
a
London.
60mm shot glass.
you want to guess? Go for it. Quick guess.
How-
Quick
to
guess.
make one.
I reckon 18 hours.
Oh, that's high. Now your guess?
Oh, there you go.
Liam?
I've just got a bit of a measuring stick there.
hint.
I'm going to go ahead and say 6 hours.
Okay, well now it sounds bad. Like that the shot glass is pretty simple. It's upwards and it's a good thing. But shot glass, one standard shot glass. Is this standard? Looks like
Nah.
No,
it
it's a
does.
60
looks-
miller. It's a 60
Yeah, yeah.
millibullet, or 50 at least.
All right, yeah.
So we do the
Which is, for everybody who doesn't use metric, that's probably double the size of a normal shot glass.
And then there's a resolution question between a couple of different layers. I won't bore you, but yeah, anywhere from minimum 1 hour to 5 if you really wanted to.
Yeah, that's a serious waste
Wow,
of fucking
okay.
time with the amount of electricity and...
I did the calculations. Let's not bore your show.
Yeah,
but
no, that's okay.
Let's
Hey,
not.
if you have
we
solar
had a-
panels, you're all good.
Oh, I've got solar panels.
Yeah.
Righto.
Invest.
Fantastic. Okay, well done.
My 3D printer, about $250 outlay delivered, and then about 6 months of 3D printer add-ons, modifications, get a decent product, and then you can start going. But yeah, you're looking at. I think I worked it out to if you ran a 3D printer all day for 24 hours, $2.
I tell you what about this? The Bad Cars challenges the Barely Audible podcast
Yeah.
to 3D print us something hilarious.
Please.
All right?
Done. All right.
Right.
Whatever
okay.
you need, mate. Whatever you need, we'll make it happen.
Now,
okay?
all right, so Dave, thanks for coming on the show. Tell us where we can find you on the interwebs.
Ozcast Network, we're there. That's where we are now.
Done. Awesome.
Everything is done there.
Ozcastnetwork.com, baby. Come on down.
And Barely Audible. And the good thing is, I'm actually going to be appearing on their podcast.
Oh, dear, that's going to be bad.
in
Did
the
we
next few
request
weeks.
this? No.
Will you? Will the fake ready for that particular episode is the question, I guess.
We do want to make you laugh.
You know what, though? I would,
Is
just
it okay
imagine.
for me to try it out before you?
I'd prefer we just, in fairness, we should
Oh,
try
do
at the
it together.
same time. Yeah.
Well, can you make as well?
Cover all bases.
Because
Liam likes a bit of
honestly, though,
We'll
I
put
love
hairs
the
around
idea
it.
of I love the idea of a naked Big Al, like golf tee.
Oh, yeah,
just like
right.
holding. You know what I mean? I think that'd be
You're
fucking
making
awesome.
so much work for me.
Oh,
All I'm saying
So
is,
many curves.
sorry about this golf pun, but it drives men.
oh, dear me.
Well, that played very well. It's good to chat with you guys. It was a podcast challenge in our network to try and branch out, and it ended up with a beautiful partnership with you guys. It's good to be a part of the network, and we're truly grateful. And
Glad to have you on board, mate.
I can always steal the new ones.
Please,
Acting weird and shit.
can you
know what I
sign?
mean?
Can you sign my shit? This won't last long.
Oh, fucking
yeah.
hell. Here we go.
Yeah, that's right. Look, if you need 50 cents from eBay, fucking, you will sign away.
That's
You know,
right.
Liam and I signed a pair of undies once.
We
so
did.
We got $10, and we even tried to do it for charity.
If you like the Badcast, tell everybody you know about it as well, because
Yeah.
we are on the internet as well.
And-
We're on all podcast apps.
Exactly. And if you don't like anyone, tell them anyway.
Tell them as well, because that might piss them off. And you can get us at ozcastnetwork.com. Coming up in March next year is the Adelaide Podcast Festival.
Brilliant.
Big Al might even be kind enough to host that one again.
Oh, do it
It was
again.
hilarious last year.
What else have I got to lose?
Got any gigs coming up around then? Anything booked, mate?
No,
Or,
you know the weird thing is, like, I've had a few gigs and they've just been canned lately. We couldn't get enough people.
they heard who you were,
Yeah, I
maybe.
Leave this in. This is.
Yeah.
I think they keep looking at my face and just going, I hate
Yeah,
like-
fucking oath. If you like any of the stuff you heard tonight, guys, jump on, check out the Barely Audible. Search Barely Audible on Facebook.
Yes.
Search Big Al Comedy on Facebook.
Yes.
Search The Badcast on Facebook. And
Pasty
search
whites.
OzcastNetwork.com on Facebook, and there's all kinds of cool stuff there. As well, check out Ozcast Network Extra, which is a new channel, and it'll have heaps of Aussie content with lots of promos, heaps of cool Aussie episodes. Get on board that one, everybody.
It's fantastic. Lovely. Well, thank you very much, Dave, once again. And we'll catch you next time at the Backhouse.
See you guys.
See ya.
Help us buy more beers and sponsor us. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, or badcast.com.au. The Badcast is part of the Ozcast Podcast Network.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.